kickback with row is a posterior oblique sling strengthening exercise. So it's the lat to the opposite glute that are connecting with one another across this SI joint to help stabilize it, and it's also going to help to strengthen the posterior chain. So to do the bandit kickback, I'm going to take a mini band, I'm going to put it around my thighs above my knees. And then this, we have two variations. You can either do it from an elevated surface like a bench, which is going to increase the range of motion for your arms, or you could do it from the floor, which is going to be more stable because you can have a wider stance, but it may decrease the range of motion for your arms. Then I like to take a Pilates ball and put it behind the hamstring or the knee of the leg that's going to be moving to help emphasize that glute activation. So I'm going to put this behind that knee. I'm going to place my hand down. So in the tabletop position, I have this hand and this knee that are going to be my stabilizers. So these two are going to stay down as the other two move. With my leg, I'm going to think exhale to extend the foot up towards the ceiling, but I don't want to arch in the back. So I'm maintaining this rib and pelvic connection on the front side as I extend that leg up. So if I think this rib is pulling down towards the pelvis, it's going to really turn the core on a lot more. As I extend that leg back, I also want to think row the arm back at the same time. So from this angle, it's going to look like this. So I'm going to exhale to row back as I extend. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to row, maintaining my spine position, so not arching in my back. Inhale to lower down. From the other angle, it'll look like this. So put that ball behind that knee now. I'm going to stabilize in my other hand and knee. And then I'm going to exhale to row back as I kick this foot up. Inhale to lower down. As I row, I want to row back at an angle as opposed to straight up towards my shoulder. So I'm thinking almost squeeze my elbow into my rib cage, pull the weight back at like a slight diagonal, and then inhale to lower down. So not straight up, back at kind of an angle. So exhale, extend as I row, inhale to lower back down. Now I could also do this movement from the floor, but I may have a slightly decreased range of motion because the arm can't go past the bench. So I'm going to be here. I like to use two weights for my hands because it helps to elevate my upper body a little bit more. I'm going to think exhale, row back as I extend that leg, keeping my back position. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to extend, inhale to lower down. So this is going to be a lot more stable because we're on the floor. We can have a wider base of support. Now, if the bandit kickback with row isn't feeling great in your body, maybe we're having a lot of low back pain because we cannot avoid arching our back with that leg extension, we can regress towards more of a bird dog position where instead of kicking the foot towards the ceiling, we're thinking more kick the foot behind us. So with the bird dog, we have several variations. First, we can do a bird dog row. So I'm going to think lift in the opposite leg of the arm that I'm rowing with. So I'm going to think exhale, extend that leg as I row back. And I want to think I'm trying to stand on the wall behind me. And I also want to avoid arching in my back. So rib and pelvis staying connected. Think almost like dragging that foot back. Maybe a slight hover off the floor, but still really maintaining this engagement as I row that weight back at the same time. Inhale to lower down, exhale to extend, and you can do this on both sides. So exhale, extend, inhale to lower back down. So the next variation that I can move into would be a bird dog balance, either with the row or without the row. So with the row, this arm and this leg are going to be my stabilizers, and the ball is adding a little bit of instability. So from here, I'm going to exhale to extend and inhale to lower back down. Exhale to extend and row, inhale to lower back down. I can also do this without the weights, so I can just maintain this position. And I can think slight hover in that back leg and lift the arm forward. Inhale to lower back down. Exhale to extend. Inhale to lower back down. If the ball was too much, I could also just do the bird dog without the weights or the ball, and that would probably be the easiest variation of them all. If I still wanted to do the row, but the legs moving around and only putting weight into one leg is kind of uncomfortable, I could do a bear row. So I have my two weights. I can either keep the knees down on the ground. I'm going to think exhale to row, inhale to lower back down, exhale to row, inhale to lower back down, or I can tuck the toes and hover the knees, and same thing, row for each side. As I row, I don't want the knees to be shifting all around. I want them to maintain a fairly level position. So it's the same thing where I want to think, put weight into the arm, think slight hover, and then initiate the movement. So think about it very intentionally when you do the bear rows. For the Bandit kickback with row, we have several variations that we can do. First, we can do it from an elevated surface, which is going to decrease the base of support and decrease the stability, making it more challenging. We can do it down from the floor, which we can have a wider base of support, which increases stability. If lifting the foot up toward the ceiling is causing you to arch too much in your back, causing low back pain, we can do a bird dog variation instead. Either a bird dog row, where we're just kicking the foot back and rowing. We can add a balance element to it to make it a little bit more challenging. We can just do a bird dog without any row or a bird dog balance without any sort of weight. And the final progression would be a bear row, where we have both legs together, either with the knees down or the knees hovering.